So one of the many things I'm asked about is how to clean crewel work. And you shouldn't really have to clean it because the natural fibres, they just don't attract the dirt in the same way as the static would in an unnatural fibre. So these are all organically grown. The linen is all organically grown anyway, and the dyes used on the wools have a very good natural finish. So you shouldn't find it a huge problem. But if you've been holding your frame and put sticky paws around the edge, which I really don't think you should be doing anyway, but if you have been, or if you have grandchildren like I have, and are very enthusiastic and slobber a bit for your needlework or theirs, then you need to pin it out on a board as you would normally for blocking. So pin it out, block it, and when it's wet, you'll see if any stains come up, because for some reason, when you put the water on, that deepens the tone of any grease. So then you need to put a liquid detergent, something you would trust with your best cashmere jumper if you are lucky enough to have one. And just do that as a very dilute solution, and then put that literally in a bucket or a big jug of water and just sloosh it over so that it's really, really soaked. And then take a sponge, a clean new sponge or a piece of cotton wool, and just dab the piece on and off. And if the stain doesn't come out, then you can go in with a slightly stronger solution. But don't just put neat detergent on, because you'll have a paler patch where you've been doing it. So, and don't be tempted to really rub it. Just dab it and lift it off, dab it and lift it off. If you rub a stain, you spread it. Now, then you keep rinsing and rinsing and rinsing and rinsing. And I have to hold my hand up here. I use my shower head on which is sort of, I can take off on a snozzle thing and take it lower so that you're not beating the needlework. So you take it quite low on a very gentle stream. So it's like running water through it and underneath the work, and also where any of the stains might be. So if it is so badly stained you'd be going, oh, I think I'd throw it away, it's so awful, then this is definitely worth trying. And do it only with Appleton's wools. If you have any other thread, then you need to colour test it by snipping the thread, taking the thread, and I'll be doing this with these Renaissance wools because they're naturally dyed and naturally finished, and I take a snip and I'll just sew it, and then leave the pressure on the cotton wool on top of the thread, which is on top of the linen. So it's damp cotton wool on top of wet thread, wet linen, and you leave it weighted with something on the top. A brick will be fine, anything you like. And then after a couple of days, just take that back, peel it all off and have a look. And if there's any run at all, any colour run at all, then you must not block that piece of embroidery with that thread in. So be very careful about popping odd threads from your stash into your embroidery. It's always best to test the colour first before you add any other colours to your piece. And that's in particular with the Aesop's piece that I'm just looking at now, because it's sort of so tempting, because I was so restrained in the way I used the background colour as the foil for the brighter animals that pop out in front.